Howdy y'all, we got the Bulldog on the channel. Here's a video, try to let everybody know, don't make your own trouble. This is an issue we've run into before, but every customer, if they haven't experienced it, they don't know it. You know, you can't tell everybody that comes in that. Some of them already know. Some of them you don't have to tell. Some of them never learn. I think she will know every time we tell her, but it's, you know, something that you have to teach certain people because they don't know off the bat. And there's really no reason for them to know if they haven't been taught. Sorry about the traffic noise, but it never stops. What we got is a little Jeep Liberty here. They went to a tire shop. Tire shop told them that the valve covers were leaking terribly and the power steering was leaking a little bit. So they wanted me to check and see where this leak was down here on the valve covers. And I looked and, well, that looks awfully dry. The tire shop told them, oh, that valve cover is a gigantic job and you have to down the AC and take the lines all off and dismantle the system and all this kind of stuff. Well, you got a AC line going over top of this valve cover here. I don't know if you have to down the AC or not. You have to pull the degas bottle and the heater lines that go right here. But when I looked at it, I remembered we put valve cover gaskets on this a little bit ago. You know, I say a little bit, 3 or 4 years, I don't know, a while back. And I looked and sure enough, they're Felpros, they're blue. And I'm looking around, I told the guy on the phone, I don't see any leaks to speak of. I see a little bit of oil around the front corner. He said, well, she's been having to put power steering fluid in it. Okay, we've got a power steering leak. I said, when I have it up in the air, I'll look. When we not had it up in the air, I'm looking, there's oil everywhere. Underneath that front cut, this corner here, when I put it back down after doing the ball joints, why it was here, I pull this off, and you can see it right there. It is almost level full. There's no dipstick for the power steering. On the side of the cover down here, there is a mark, a full mark. Can you see it? I can't. He needs help. Anyway, can't see the mark on the side of it. She just thought full is full. The reason the mark is down from the top is heat expansion. When that fluid warms up, it expands. So she was filling it up level full. And when the fluid warmed up, it would belch out the cap and all over everything, making a gigantic mess that made it look like the valve cover was leaking a little bit on this front corner. That other place didn't even stop to think. They just tried to sell a valve cover gasket, which over there is where the trouble is. Anyway, we washed it all off, took it back to the power washer, washed it all off. We found a leak in the line. There's a line down there. It runs up over this way, down underneath this headlight, and you can see, well, you can't see because it's too dark, sorry. It makes a big loop underneath there, and then it runs back down here, back into all this mess. You can see that's a vent line right there. That big line right here That runs back down to the steering gear. So the pressure line comes from underneath the pump, makes an elbow, runs all the way out to the headlight, and then all the way back down, and ends up about that far away from the pump. I looked it up. They keep it in stock. We'll let her know when she gets here, but also advise her that level full is too full. And that was belching out over the top and making the mess that made it look like the valve cover was leaking. Diagnostic, just a little bit of diagnostic. And again, tire shops, I hate to bash anybody really, but maybe you should stick to tires if that's what your specialty is. I don't do tires. I can. I don't like it. But it only took me, like 10 seconds to figure out that, no, I don't think we have a valve cover gasket leaking right here, but we'll wash it off and see. Not price them a job for hundreds of dollars that it probably won't need. The power steering line is leaking. It's clear over here where it's leaking, but it leaks down and the wind blows it all over the place. It's difficult to see. So we'll let her know. The leak isn't very bad, just enough to notice. Just as long as she keeps some fluid in it. Not a big deal. So like, comment, subscribe, hit your little bell notification, share it all around. We'll talk to you later.